Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling something really powerful in finance, compound investing. We want to go beyond just the definition, really dig into our sources to see how it builds wealth, maybe even helps cultivate that, millionaire mindset. And joining me is our expert guide, who's great at pulling together these complex ideas.
Hey, great to be here. Yeah, compound investing, it's not just math. It really does feel like a superpower, but only if you're patient. It's a favorite topic.
Okay, so let's unpack this then. I think most people kind of get the basics of compound interest, but maybe not the sheer exponential force over decades or how it works beyond just, say, a savings account. Can you give us a quick refresher? What makes it so potent?
Absolutely. So, at its heart, it's when your earnings start generating their own earnings. Think about it like this. You invest, say, $1,000, you earn 10%, that's $100. Okay, simple enough. But the next year, you're earning 10%, not just on the original 1,000, but on 1,100. So your earnings grow. And then the year after, it's on an even bigger amount. It just snowballs.
It snowballs.
Yeah, year after year, your money buys more shares or more assets, and those also start earning. It's like this positive feedback loop.
So it's not just climbing a hill, it's more like the hill itself gets steeper as you go up.
Kinda, yeah. Or, like you said before we started, that idea of planting a seed.
Right, planting a tree, and then eventually you're standing in a whole forest.
Exactly. That quiet, almost invisible growth at first, that then leads to something huge. And the crucial ingredient, the absolute fuel for this, it's time.
Time.
The longer you let it run, the more dramatic the results. It might seem really slow for, I don't know, the first 10, maybe even 15 years. But then you hit this point where the growth curve just goes almost vertical.
Okay, that's the concept. But what's fascinating, I think, is seeing how this translates into real money. Let's talk about the millionaire math, because the numbers can be pretty staggering, right?
Oh, they really can. Let's paint a very specific picture. Imagine someone starts investing, let's say, $300 every single month. Pretty doable for many. They start at age 25. And they put it into something broad, like a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. Historically, that's averaged around, 10% a year.
Okay, $300 a month, age 25, S&P 500.
Right. If they just keep doing that consistently, by the time they hit age 60, they're very likely looking at over $1 million.
Wow. Over $1 million from $300 a month.
Yeah. And here's the really wild part. How much did they actually put in out of their own pocket?
$300 a month for 35 years.
Right.
Carry the one. Around $126,000.
Exactly. About $126,000. So the rest of it, nearly $900,000. That's just the growth. That's the compounding doing the heavy lifting.
That's incredible. Almost $900,000 just appeared from the growth itself.
That's the power. Your money literally making more money. But here's the kicker. The thing that really highlights the importance of time. If someone waits just 10 years, starts at 35 instead of 25, to get to that same $1 million by age 60, they wouldn't just need $300 a month. They'd need to invest almost double that, closer to like $600 a month.
Double the monthly investment just because they waited a decade.
Yeah, that's the price tag on procrastination. It's the lost compounding time. Huge difference.
So the message for you, our listeners, seems clear. It's less about having a huge pile of cash to start with and much more about getting time working for you. But, okay, if time is the magic ingredient, how do people actually start? How do they harness that time? What are the practical steps someone listening right now could take? Maybe even today.
Right. This is where the rubber meets the road. Our sources lay out a pretty clear 5-step plan. Number 1, start now. Seriously. Don't wait for the perfect time or enough money, even if it's just $50 a month. Just start. The biggest cost is delay.
Okay, start now, even small. What's next?
2, open a brokerage account. This sounds intimidating, maybe, but it's easier than ever. You've got robo-advisors that basically manage things for you, or DIY platforms if you want more control. Lots of low-cost options.
Got it. Brokerage account. Step 3.
3, invest in low-fee index funds, or ETFs. We mentioned the S&P 500 fund. That's a great example. You're basically buying a tiny piece of 500 big companies. Diversified, simple. The key is low fees. Because fees eat away at your returns, they work against compounding.
Keep those costs down. Makes sense. 4.
4, set it to autopilot. Automate your investments. Set up a regular transfer from your bank account to your brokerage account and have it automatically invest. This is huge.
Why is automation so important?
Well, it takes the thinking out of it. You don't forget. And crucially, you don't get tempted to stop investing when the market inevitably dips. You just keep buying consistently. Removes the emotion.
The discipline is built in. I like that. The secret sauce, maybe.
Definitely part of it. And number 5, which people often miss, reinvest dividends.
Explain that.
So many companies in these index funds pay out dividends, right? Little cash payments to shareholders. Make sure those dividends are automatically used to buy more shares of the fund. Don't just take the cash. Those extra shares then start earning their own returns and dividends. It's like a compounding booster.
Okay, so start now. Open account, low-fee index fund, automate and reinvest dividends. Sounds straightforward.
It really can be. Honestly, when you get down to it, your biggest asset for building wealth this way, it's your behavior, your consistency, not necessarily how much you start with.
But even knowing all this, the math is compelling, the steps are clear. Why is it still so hard for people to stick with it long term? Let's talk about the psychology.
Yeah, it's human nature, isn't it? We're kind of wired for instant gratification. We want results now.
And compounding is the opposite of that.
Exactly. It's delayed gratification,
Yeah.
like on steroids. The really big rewards, they don't show up for years, maybe even decades. It takes real patience to stick with something when you don't see a huge payoff right away. You don't get that quick dopamine hit like you do from, say, spending money.
So you have to fundamentally shift your mindset. You got to train yourself to think long term. Get excited, not about your account balance today, but about what it could be, what it will be 20, 30 years down the line. It's like steering a giant ship with tiny adjustments over time.
Precisely. It often feels like, well, like boring investing. And let's be honest, for the first few years, it is pretty boring. The numbers don't move that dramatically. But, boring is beautiful when it means your net worth is steadily climbing in the background while you're sleeping, while you're living your life. It lets you focus on other things, knowing that your future self is being taken care of.
That's a great way to frame it. Boring is beautiful.
So maybe a final thought, a call to action for you listening. Pulling it all together. Just do it. Open that brokerage account today. Put something in, whatever you can afford right now. $50, $20, just start, automate it, set up that recurring investment, and then try really hard not to look at it constantly. Maybe check it once a year, tops.
Resist the urge to tinker.
Exactly. Oh, and here's a little trick. Take a screenshot of your portfolio value every, say, 5 years. When you look back at those green shots 10, 20, 30 years later, you will absolutely thank yourself. Seeing that growth visually, it's powerful.
That's fantastic advice. So the final thought for you to chew on. Compound investing, it won't make you rich overnight. That's just not how it works. But it will almost certainly make you rich, or at least much wealthier, if you give it the one thing it absolutely demands, time. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.